Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is your boy, the Infitame on the V-Side 10 Tiger 01, the Bengal Dragon. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and follow me on Twitter at 10 Tiger 01. Right, and finally, it's here. I'm here to give you my review of Tekken 7. I think it's called Fated Retribution or something. Okay, I actually downloaded the game, the deluxe version, which costs like 85 bucks on the day of release. Because dude, it's a Tekken game. I'm gonna close my eyes and buy it. If it's on a system that's not a portable system that we would really like tiny screen, I can't see anything. If it's on like an actual console, if it's a Tekken game, I'm buying it. Okay, now, am I proud of the purchase? Am I lukewarm about it, like somewhere in the middle, or am I regretting the purchase? Let's find out. Okay, first of all, let's get to some of the like let's break this down. Tekken this time was using the Unreal Engine, so it it required just a tad bit of adjusting from from a player perspective. But once you get used to it, give it maximum maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 days. But once you get used to it, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Okay, the display of the game. Oh my god, guys, this is one of the most well presented Tekken games I have seen, hands down. The presentation is very good. The new combo system that gets rid of the bound system, which I'll get to that as well. In a way, it works because it sort of brings back the charm of Tekken 5 and Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. It sort of brings back that charm, but just adds a slight more element to it. Because somehow you thought with let's say a game like Tekken Tag Tournament 2, at sometimes you feel like the juggling sort of gets a bit too ridiculous, and especially when you have breakable walls and breakable balconies and breakable floors. Sometimes it just, I'm like, what the hell is this shit? No, it's not like you don't have these elements in Tekken 7. Yes, you do. You have these elements in Tekken 7. You have the breakable floors. You have the ledges and all that. And you have a different effect as well, because this is more of a bouncing effect. Not bound, a bounce, like you actually hit the ground and you go up. Okay, so you have that. You have the new rage arts, which is also pretty good. You have like a semi one hit count, one hit neglecting, if you will, attack. Let's say, because I'm a big king player, big king. In fact, I don't think I've played, like, the two people I've played with pretty much are King and Akuma. Akuma just like want to try him out, just to play a little bit. And like I finished all the end, I got all the endings as well. But online, you'll only see me play as King. Okay, let's say with King, if you press the front 2+3, like from a left-handed perspective, if you press front 2+3, he does a running shoulder tackle. Towards the beginning, the running shoulder tackle, it will, if you hit someone during the running shoulder tackle, if someone tries to hit you, that hit will be negated. Like the effect of the hit will be negated. You might lose a bit of health, but the effect of the hit will be negated, and you'll go through with the running shoulder tackle anyways, and you're gonna like hit him back. So that's there. One more thing in terms of the presentation. There's some close-up mode, some zoom-in mode, some like slow motion stuff. It looks very good. Yeah, it takes just a tad bit little getting used to, because from Tekken 1 to Tekken 6 we have not been, and sorry, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 we have not been used to this, but come Tekken 7, this seems like a breath of fresh air, really. And it, like, guys, you have to play the game if you want to grasp what I'm talking about. It really does look that good. The music, the music, I'll give you this. It's not the best. It has some good parts, but it's they seem to have gone a bit more techno-y, like bit too much techno-y and dance instead of like so much badassery. I mean, let's say Tekken 6. Tekken 6. You had your mix of badassery. You had a mix of all the other stuff, like those mellow stuff and those other mild stuff, and those like funky stuff, those electro stuff. So and like you had your epic battle theme, all that. But Tekken 7, there seems to be a bit of a slight of like a lack of presence of it. Yes, it has its badass themes. One of the themes is actually when you fight a special character. I'll get to in a little bit. A special character in the story mode. Yes, there's a story mode. Okay, so that's with the music. The customization abilities. They're much more robust than Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and Tekken Tag Tournament 2 had a very good customization screen, like customization feature, if you will, in terms of fighting games. Okay, this also comes with VR mode. I don't have a VR headset, so I haven't tried a VR mode. Guys, let me know if any one of you have played Tekken 7 in VR mode. Let me know what it's like playing Tekken 7 in VR mode. Okay. In terms of customizations, now you can actually create your multiple playlists, multiple, and you can play entire soundtracks, like sound album from the beginning Tekken to all Tekken right now. Although I must note, in Tekken 5, the theme Ground Zero's Funk is missing. I want to know why. That was perhaps the best theme of Tekken 5, Ground Zero's Funk. Okay. So you have a lot of customization. You have a lot of like you basically you can view the history of Tekken from Tekken 1 to Tekken 7, like all the endings, the openings, the embos, everything. Okay. Now let's get to the story. Let's get to the best part, one of the best parts of the game, the story. Holy shit. Guys, take a look at DOA5 and look at how disjointed that story feels. Take a look at that. You look, DOA5, the problem with the DOA5 story, they tried to put everyone into the story. Everyone in the game, they try to put them into the story. In fact, they put Akira and Sarah Briggs in the story. I think they didn't put Pai Chan in the story, but they put Akira and Sarah Briggs in the story. And that too, they had just had cameo appearances. Okay, you had that little pussy, Elliot. You had Elliot, right? And all his stupid little shenanigans, trying to impress INA and all this stuff. Okay, you had the Zack Tina cartoony storyline. You had the you had the you had the you had a storyline where Bass Armstrong wanted to make Rig apologize to his bike on an offshore oil rig. Who on earth takes a motorcycle to an offshore oil rig? And guys, have you ever noticed how original of Tecmo and Team Ninja? The guy called Rig is first seen in the game on an oil rig. He's seen on an oil rig. Good lord. Okay. Tech okay, in that compared to that, Tekken 7 And this was announced before that Tekken 7 is going to focus a lot on the Mishima storyline. In that regard, bravo! Hats off to you, Namco Bandai. Hats off to you. This was one of the best fighting game stories I have ever seen presented in presentation wise. This is one of the best ones. Yes, I'm sorry I didn't give this out before, but yes, the following has spoilers. So if if you don't read spoilers, just watch the video just towards the very end to see what score I give it. Okay, but first of all, look, this story made Heihachi Mishima somewhat of a sympathetic figure. Okay, and you have look. I like this. They take you back and forth, and they have to you have to play as different people in the Mishima family, and you find Lars Alexanderson is now verbally stated as the bastard son of Heihachi, which makes him Jin's uncle, Jin's bastard uncle. Okay, it's kind of weird. Okay, then you have Lee. You get point where you play as Lee, you play as Alyssa, you play as Nina Williams, you play as do you play as nah, you don't play as Warang. Uh, you play a lot as Kazuya, you play a lot as Heihachi in many different scenarios. At one point you even have to recruit you there's one point you have to go around trying to recruit someone into the Mishima Zaibatsu. Okay, does it have its over the top moments? Yes, it has over the top moments. Look, that Kazuya firing a supremely powerful laser to take out a space orbiting satellite. Dog, if you could do that, why don't you just burn Heihachi alive with your ultra powerful laser beams? That should do it. Okay, then the time you even get to play the young Heihachi, and Heihachi walks you through how he had to kill his own wife because his wife was possessed by something, and his wife had the superpowers. Kazumi Hachijo, who was trying to kill Heihachi, and during the fight, not the fight, a lot of fights, you have these little flashbacks, these little this memory capsule flashbacks, which give the fight so much more gravity and story. Dog, listen. At one point, you even fight as a young Kazuya Mishima, training Heihachi on the top of the mountain, and you have to remember in Metal Gear Solid 3, you have to press the square button to actually pull the trigger on Big Boss. Here you have to press 1+2 to actually throw Kazuya off the cliff. So stuff like that I really like. Okay, but two things. One, you do not play as Jin. Thank God you do not play as Jin. Jin is very minimally involved with the story. Yes, he won Tekken 6. 4 Tekkens in a row. He won 4 Tekkens in a row. Tekken 3, Tekken 4, Tekken 5, Tekken 6. How many Tekkens did he win, man? Okay, but at least Namco were smart enough to have Jin sit out this tournament, because the story goes that I believe due to the severity of the injuries, with the battle with Azazel, the boss of Tekken 6, Jin is in no fighting condition. So which I like. You get to play him in the arcade mode. Okay, yeah. I mean that's good. You get to play as Kazumi Mishima, in the arcade mode as well, and Kazumi Mishima actually dies in the actual story. That's not a problem. Okay, and that's one thing. The second thing, Capcom, you better send a very good thank you package to the doorstep of Namco. Because listen, as much as Street Fighter has a legacy, Street Fighter has faced a problem of severe, severe redundancy until Street Fighter 4. It was extremely redundant, where it was known as the inferior game to games like the King of Fighters. It was known as the inferior game. Okay, then you had all these Street Fighter X-Men mashups and SVC Chaos mashups and all that. Okay, and even like look, I really thought Street Fighter had some potential with the Street Fighter EX series. It should have been given to someone else. The series should have been continued, but it should have been given to someone else. Okay, in that regard, Street Fighter has Street Fighter has given a lot of love to Akuma. How they treated Akuma. In the story mode, you never fight Akuma until the very end. The all the other times you fight as Akuma, and you fighting the other people. And yes, almost all the the things that make Akuma who he is here. The teleportation, the different types of Hadokens, the different, the powerful Shoryukens, the death combo, the hurricane kicks. Everything is here. On top of that, he has a few extra moves, like somewhat Tekken like. He doesn't he doesn't have like a 10-hit combo, like other Tekken players have a 10-hit combo. He doesn't have that. But other than that, dude, they made Akuma very they made Akuma a very legit character in this thing. Obviously, an outside character, you can't have them like necessarily kill off your characters, but like I said, this one has spoilers. But if you don't want the spoilers, just you shouldn't have gone this far. Akuma never dies. Akuma is never shown to die. Look, even after the ending, which was done very, very well, that Heihachi Mishima takes that punch, and finally he something starts to come out of his eye, like a tear or something. He starts to, he just can't go on anymore, or he wants to die or something. And then Kazuya Mishima giving that final blow to the heart of Heihachi and killing him and throwing him over the volcano. And then, surrounded by brimstone and lava, you are attacked by Akuma for the last time. And you have the fight of Devil Kazuya versus Akuma. It is done very well. Holy crap. So, bravo to Namco Bandai. Take notes, Tecmo Team Ninja DOA5. Instead of releasing stupid games where 19-year-old girls run around dressed like 13, 12, 10, 9, 8-year-old little babies in bra and panties, playing with teddy bears and playing butt battles on pink on pink Dunkin' Donuts shaped like floating devices. Okay, instead of that nonsense, getting it so many times. Do a game right. Do a game right. Do you know how bad this makes Dead or Alive look? As if Tekken Tag Tournament 2 did not make Dead or Alive look bad. Dead or Alive 5 look bad. Do you know how bad this game makes Dead or Alive, any version of Dead or Alive look? Look, in Dead or Alive 5, you got Akira and he lost to Kokoro, if I'm not mistaken. You got Sarah Briggs, I believe, and with the tag match, lost to, I believe, Tina and Mila. Here, Akuma, you can't even say he definitively loses. Because he is never, you never get to KO him in the storyline. Okay, those are the positives out of the way. Now let's get to the negatives. The negative parts of it. Okay, some of the moves have been removed. Now let's like I said, since I focused like pretty much everything on King, let me give you an example of a move that is removed. The F221 and F222. Players of Tekken, you'll know what I mean. I mean, F plus 221 and F plus 222 are removed. This is replaced by Armor King's F plus 21 and a new F plus 2 down plus 1 2, which ends up launching the opponent in the air. But if you do it as a combo, if you do it as a juggle, it will the second hit of this move will send the opponent to the ground, rendering your third move useless. They changed some of the commands as well. Let's say the figure 4 leg lock. Before it was DB plus DB plus 1 plus 2. Right now it's DB plus 2 plus 3, because DB plus 1 plus 2 is one of your rage arts. And same way, if you remember, DF plus 1 plus 2 was the start for your Mexican stretch combo. So DF plus 1 plus 2 now is your other rage art. And I like these rage arts, but these are like, you could say more minor inconveniences, if you will. But yeah, I mean, if you get used to configuring your controller a certain way, it gets a bit tedious to to deal with, because sometimes you use the figure 4 leg lock as your get out of jail move. And this is the thing with King. King has a lot of get out of jail moves. Because listen, King is not a juggle expert. King is more for tactician. You have to be smart with King. And yeah, he has a lot of spamming. What the hell is spamming move? Guys, the move is there. If there's a way to block it, block it. If you can't block it, just admit you can't block it and take the hit. Dumbasses. Okay, but yeah, this is the thing. You have to outthink your opponent. King is not the fastest. Okay. Now let's get to another drawback of this game. Lack of characters. Let me give you an example of the characters who didn't make the cut. Armor King, Craig Marduk, Bruce Irvin, Gon Ryu, JC or Julia Chang. From Tekken 6. Just because I'm doing this, off the top of my head. Oh, Mokujin. Dude, come on. How can you have a Tekken without a Mokujin type character? How can you have a Tekken without that? Come on. Okay, who else? Um, you have Alyssa, you have Bob. I'm just seeing from the Tekken 6 roster. roster. Okay. Now, like, I understand some of the characters, like Beck, Pecto Dusang. Like why do you need two Taekwondo characters? But like Beck, it made sense for him to to drop out after Tekken 6. It made no sense for Armor King, although like the in King's story it's loosely mentioned. Although our and yeah, I will get to something else. The other player story later on, but I'll get to it. Uh, for King and Marduk, it sort of made no sense. For Julia, it made absolutely no sense. I'm like, if you have a guy like Shaheen in the game, if you have a guy like Jose, if you have a girl like Jose in the game, okay, then why don't you have Julia or JC? Okay, and yes, okay. Now, so you get what I'm going at. Like there's a slight lack of characters, which I'm personally disappointed because I love Armor King. I think Armor King is a badass. He's not as jolly as King. Okay. Now getting back to the story. Okay. There was a lack of emphasis. You can say there was almost a negligence of the story of other people. This is to the point where if you get, like, let's say there's a separate story mode. If you get a separate story mode, right? You remember in Tekken 4, Tekken 5, and Tekken 6, you got like an audio narration and with some pictures. You don't even get that. You get the opening animation, like the open pre-battle opening animation that freezes over, and then you get some small text that you have to scroll through, and you get one special battle. You get one special battle. That's it, and then you get straight to the ending. This was very very disappointing from Tekken. But compared to DOA, I I don't think DOA even gave their, like, they try. I know they tried to mush everything up in their actual story mode, but it kind of didn't work out because it actually distracted from the actual story. Like we had to play, like, in the actual story we had to play all these side quests and just to continue on the main story. Like, so in the separation term, I would give it more. I would lean more towards the Tekken, but I expect a bit more from Tekken to put a bit more emphasis on thing on the other characters. I know they said that the emphasis, the focus was gonna be on the Mishimas, but come on, man, you have to show your other characters a little more love than this, man. Come on. Okay, and finally, we get to the online aspect. And this is the reason I did not review the game straight away, and I waited an entire week to review this game. This is the reason. Because at the beginning, the online feature was terrible. You are lucky to get even a single match in an hour. You are lucky. But I gave Namco Namco a bit of chance, like a chance, a bit of time to repair this and to look into this. And just recently, they have come up with an update which sort of made things a bit more efficient. Yes, there is some lagging, so you have to choose your internet connections carefully. But compared to Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on PS4, way better. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on PS4 is an infuriating game. It makes you want to pull your hair out because, trust me, a lot of times you have very good players. They lose to amateur players because they can't get the commands in on time, or the commands doesn't register on time. They input it on time, but it doesn't. There was sometimes up to maybe over a second lag in Tekken Tag Tournament 2. In Tekken 7, at times it does get really bad and awkward, where the game seems to run at almost like 5 frames per second. The match seems to run 5 frames per second and decreasing. So, but that's not that common. But overall, the thing has improved. So you know what? I'll give it somewhat of a pass. Like it's not as annoying as Tekken 7, no, so as Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and it seems a bit more, streamlined. So unless I'm missing something, I think that's about it. My overall rating for this game. Yes, this game leaves a lot to be desired. Like in terms of actual content, I don't know why they did not add the content. They can't. It can't be that they ran out of space. In fact, like they should take the hitman approach. The hitman for the PS4 approach, and just keep releasing new characters and new stuff. Hopefully they do that, and because if you look at the thing, right, the if you look at the character select screen, you could say there is some room to add some new characters. So, like I said, in a way, you can say this game is DOA5 done right, or you can say in a way this is Tekken done slightly wrong. But anyways, I'm you know I'm in I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. It's a good game. Is it worth the deluxe package? If you're not into the customizations, no, it's not worth the deluxe package. But it's definitely worth the main buy, especially if you're into online gaming and if you're into one heck of a good compelling storyline in a fighting game. Right, guys, let me know what you give Tekken 7, and let me know what the problems you found with it and the plus points you found with it. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and follow me on Twitter at TanTaga01. This is Tanveer Saad, the Bengal Dragon, TanTaga01 signing out.